What if I told you the most dangerous person in the room is often the calmest one? They don't look angry. They don't look unstable. They don't look evil. They look normal, charming even. And that's exactly why you don't see them coming. Today, you're going to step inside the mind of a psychopath. How they think, how they feel, how they manipulate, and why most people never notice. If you're curious about how the mind really works, the uncomfortable truths nobody talks about, subscribe to Mind Science Simplified and let's begin. Psychopath is not a movie word. It's a psychological profile under antisocial personality disorder. But here's the twist. Most psychopaths are not criminals. Many are CEOs, leaders, negotiators, surgeons, politicians. They function in society extremely well. Because psychopathy is not about rage. It's about absence. Absence of empathy. Absence of guilt. Absence of emotional depth. A psychopath does not feel emotions the way you do. When you see someone cry, your brain mirrors it. When they see someone cry, nothing happens. Brain scans show reduced activity in the amygdala, the center for fear and empathy. They understand emotions intellectually, not emotionally. They know what sadness looks like. They just don't feel it. Psychopaths are often incredibly charming. Why? Because emotions don't distract them. They study people like puzzles. They mirror your personality. They say exactly what you want to hear. Not because they care, but because it works. They don't force. They don't threaten. They guide. They learn your fears, desires, insecurities. Then they use them like buttons. And the most terrifying part? You feel like every decision was yours. Fear stops you from doing harmful things. Fear creates morality. Psychopaths don't have that internal brake system. Risk doesn't scare them. Consequences don't emotionally register. That's why they can lie calmly, cheat easily, and betray without hesitation. Psychopaths wear what psychologists call the mask of sanity. On the outside, normal, polite, intelligent. On the inside, detached observer. They don't live inside emotions. They live outside them, watching everyone else. In high-stakes environments, empathy can be a weakness. Psychopaths make decisions without emotional interference. They fire people easily. They negotiate ruthlessly. And in certain systems, that looks like leadership. Watch for these patterns: superficial charm, pathological lying, lack of guilt, love bombing, then cold detachment, playing people against each other. And a strange feeling you can't explain. Something feels off, but you can't prove it. You're fascinated because they represent something alien. A human without the emotional software you rely on to be human. They are a psychological anomaly, and your brain tries to make sense of it. The most dangerous psychopath is not the one in prison. It's the one who learned how to blend in. Now you know what to look for. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. If you want to understand how the mind really works, the uncomfortable truths nobody talks about, subscribe to Mind Science Simplified.